just updated my computer. So we're going to see if we can play this stuff without any lag, which is going to be interesting. What we're playing today is Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. It's a narrative game. So it shouldn't require much voice acting or anything. We're just going to try it out, see how it goes. I'm also testing out my new layout. So, feel free to use the chat and everything as normals. In any case, let's go. Please let me know if the volume's off or if there's lag. Yeah, it's kind of testing. So, all right. Without further ado, let's go. Ooh, coins.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
This guy's voice is awesome. All right, let's
You
go to the
walk
house.
toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Am I gonna get killed immediately? Just. Ooh. Is that me? Is that a wolf?
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Okay, let's look around.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy.
Sounds like
The
me.
man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Interesting.
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Interesting. He seriously looks like a wolf. I don't know how I'm not, picking up on that. She looks normal. Okay. We're just betting, a feather, a watch. I wonder what that key's to. He has
Finally,
human hands.
it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand,
I'm in.
he deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
I feel like something bad's about to happen. Nothing can beat
But
me.
the man in gray pushes forward
God.
his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is,
Okay.
but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Jesus. Okay. Fold.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know
that
you'll
mean?
be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
I'm gonna. Well, I already have a. It said I had the highest, right? So you have my
The
word.
man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
I don't know how to play poker, so I would have immediately been gone. Here you are, sir. That guy has a knife. Oh wait, was that me? I don't know who I am. What? That's not. Oh, he is a wolf. See? Okay, so what happened to me?
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor.
Alright. For some reason it feels like the volume shot up. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna mess with this really quick. Okay, hopefully that didn't screw up anything too bad. Let me try it. Alright, that should be okay. Alright. Ah! So, okay, I'm working for the wolf.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story.
Like the
this
music.
country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
Okay.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories.
Okay.
Finding the seeds first and then spreading them. Telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength.
So I'm like spreading rumors.
This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
Alright.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The
Sounds
more important
good.
stories are the true ones. The ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
This is just reminding me of like Johnny Appleseed or
The
something
more
like that.
true stories
So
you can
immediately
find and
with the
tell,
seeds.
the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
I guess.
Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Okay. Oh, okay. Tarot cards? Death, change, ending. Do I get to pick? Heaven, desires, fulfilled wishes come true. Choice, morality. You know, I'm gonna pick the Fool. Or, there is no Fool. I'm gonna pick the Wheel of Fortune. I played an Acanthus, I don't know how to say that really, for World of Darkness, so Fortune, Fate, and Luck seem like fun to me. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. Ooh, yeah.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you.
Alright. Sounds
It's
good to
not
me.
all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
Alright, so are you actually a person? I'm just seeing you as a wolf? Because that's like your true shape?
Not many who can
that a
do
thing?
that.
Alright, alright. I get to choose again. Am I just gonna go through all of these? Tell the story of endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading to only more doors. The story of northbound train blinking its giant eye. Tell the story of Blackened, where every building is filled with... Ooh! Let's do that one. Corpses? Exciting!
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you will feel pain.
What?
Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair.
I don't
They're
want
all
that.
part of stories. The part not often told. And death, yes. But don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back.
Am I turning into a zombie? Okay. I want to do this one first. More doors. I think they're gonna have me go through all of
You'll
these.
sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story? Or a tragedy?
Sometimes
Don't
both.
gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Okay, got you. Can I just exit too? I kind of want to see everything. Let's go.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them.
Too bad we don't have Facebook in this world.
People get
Or
bored
Twitter.
hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
Okay, I only have one more. Let's go.
Your deepest desires, your greatest wish, heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain?
Candy
El
Mountain.
Dorado, the promised land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
Hey, that's where the game came from,
Well,
right?
I don't know where that is.
Oh, thanks.
It's
okay.
supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
I just don't want to work at
Go
corporate
on
anymore,
your way,
man.
Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways.
I'm Bones now, apparently. You stripped me of my flesh.
I hope you
Why
find
are you
what you're
jealous?
looking for.
Alright. Oh! It was skeleton. How do I move? Do I just click? Don't tell me I'm having problems. Oh, okay. Can I walk any faster? Oh! How do I should have probably looked at the controls, huh? Shift, huh? Oh, I can whistle. What am I doing? Okay, movement. I can hitchhike. Okay, that's a thing. I can whistle. I've learned that. Interact is space. Okay. Okay, cool. Apparently I have an inventory, so that's fun. Alright, let's go.
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
But what? Yo, strange. I'd be like, cops?
Two
Oh.
heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Why are they mud caked is my first... And they're heavily armed. You know what? I'm Bones! Sure.
You're about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls?
Bad choices.
They demand.
No.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road,
My bag?
they decide you're harmless.
I had nothing in my inventory.
If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash.
Oh, is this prohibition?
Sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty
We're
rifles,
empty. It's fine, we're fine.
grinning in disappointment.
Well, I guess I'll just move on. Oh, they got arrested for bootlegging? Okay, this has to be... Oh, hey, there's Canada. Should I go to Canada? Am I a giant skeleton? Let's go to Canada, guys. It's safer there. I can't go to Canada! Okay. Fine. Thanks. Wanna go? Should I go to farm? Let's go here first. Or else I'll remember about it. Seriously. I swear, every time. Alright, well, I guess we're about equal in volume. Volume's messing with me, I swear. It just keeps slowly increasing. Look what's happening. Let's listen. Oh. Okay, let's search.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
Like the art. I'm gonna say hi.
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here, it says in a small voice.
Okay,
Pa
why
doesn't
not?
want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't want this little kid to be, like, super dead. I'm gonna look for your dad.
His father must have been here at some point, but you sure can't see him now,
Please go. He's coming back any minute.
says the boy, growing agitated.
He's gonna see you talking to me. Please, go!
He only calms down when you leave. You don't see another soul for miles.
Weird. The boy who ran away with his father. Okay. At least we're starting that. I'm gonna mess with this volume. If I can. Just a little bit. Not too much. It feels like it's just uneven on my end. Tell me if it's not, though. On your guys' end. Okay, let's go. Still. Is it even changing? Alright. That might be too quiet now. Oh well. That's okay. Wait, where was I? Oh, let's go over here. Hey, there's Oregon. Can you walk any faster, Mr. Skeleton Man? We're in Maine. Oh, can I not interact with this farm? Okay, fine. Take my bundle elsewhere. My little cowboy hat, it's adorable. Ah, I hitchhiked. Alright. Hey, Highway 95. Let's go.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
Why?
Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess. Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Oh, okay, I got you. Got another story. We're just gonna click on everything. Is that a car?
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. The confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Interesting.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
Maybe he wasn't a good date. I don't know.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere far as I know. Just around.
Huh.
Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Alright, alright. I don't know what these symbols mean. I'll ask around one
The
more time.
longshoreman watches Steve Doors load up a crane.
Oh, dang it.
Yellow ribbon?
Oh, I should talk
That
to her.
woman's dead. Ghost dead. Buddies of mine, they've seen her all over the Atlantic for decades now.
What? Dang it. I should have talked to her. Alright. Is there anything else over here? I guess not. Let's go to the lighthouse. I'm stepping on a building. Alright. Problems when you're skeletons stepping on buildings.
You can see
this?
storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
Let's
At
climb
the
up.
top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
Let's put our ear to the door.
Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
Aw. I'm gonna wait for them.
After a moment,
Of course.
the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you?
Nope.
Come in.
Do I look normal to them? I must look normal to them. Alright, I'm gonna step
Despite
inside.
the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard.
Oh.
Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
I've been here long?
A few years.
Whoa.
The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5, says the smaller, but by no means small, man.
That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
Oh, I have some.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes.
Oh, I love little cakes.
Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
Well, they were nice. Oh, not everybody's evil. That's cool. All right. Okay, let's try hitchhiking. And do the thing. Hey. Hey. What does this do? Hello? Do I have to just stand? Hello? Trust me, I'm Bones. Eh? Eh? Do I have to like walk up to the car? Just walk on this giant road. Or this very tiny road. I am giant. Hello? Hello? Okay, whatever. Be that way. Freaking punks. What's in here?
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
What's going on?
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
Oh.
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams.
Aww.
They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the
Dang.
driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Everyone here is watching these two older
That's super
men
sweet.
cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up.
Screw you guys.
People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Let's get out of the road first. I don't want
As
to.
you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
the rider freezes.
Joe?
Uh-oh.
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
The two men stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien
Aw,
in their
they're not actually
mistaken
brothers?
brother's face.
Dang. They could at least be friends. Yeah, that's a funny story. Can I not go in here yet? I can enter Boston. Oh, look at this. Okay. Red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. That is, until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Let's explore.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Well, where would I go? I don't even think I have money.
Unable
walking.
to afford rescue, you keep walking.
Yeah.
The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones that threaten to wrench your ankle out of
Oof.
place.
I know that.
Was this always a moonless night? The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world.
Keep
It's
walking.
hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound.
Oh, that has to be creepy.
Feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps. Fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance. You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive
boy.
with fires and shouting. You find yourself trampled by a mob
Oh,
of
God!
men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets
Jeez.
advancing up the street.
Yeah, that's about right. Ah!
When you come to, there's no sign of the commotion, the war that you
Whoa.
were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above,
Jeez.
the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
Jeebus. Okay. Let me do something here. I will be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink. Well, that wasn't my BRB screen. That's okay. I'm back. Let's go. I can earn money after I got trampled. All right. You wander the streets for a city looking for a way to make some cash. Let's look for work. I'm curious to see what that looks like. You join a crew of laborers waiting at a street corner. Soon, a truck pulls up and everyone jumps in the back. The job's good, one woman assures you. You ride a short way before the truck pulls up behind a factory. Everyone hops out and starts putting on their heavy coats. Yeah, what for? The whole factory is a vast cold meat locker. You're shivering in only a few minutes, dragging the carcasses around is hard work, but it only keeps you so warm. Soon, your hands are totally numb. We're gonna keep going. What was that? What did I do? You grit your teeth and keep working. By nightfall, you're shaking almost uncontrollably. You're paid a full day's wage, but it's hardly worth it. I know that feeling. All right. I'm assuming the train station. Okay, cool. So I can go to Detroit or New York. I kind of want to collect more stories. on the way, so we're not going to do that yet. I don't know. Red brick, green tree. Okay, yeah. That's health. And that's sleep. Okay. Let me check out that, thing. Wolf. Your goal is to fulfill your obligation to the wolf by finding all 16 characters scattered over the US. Trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their stories. Okay. By having adventures, you'll begin to collect stories. When you meet characters, they'll ask you for different types of stories. Tragic, hopeful, scary, thrilling, or funny. Remember what sort of adventure you had, and you'll know what type of story you got. Okay. Stories will grow and change as you tell them. Once you tell a story to a character, it will be out in the world, and you may encounter someone else who will tell you a better version of it. These better versions will be more entertaining when you tell them to characters, but be sure to tell different stories so that you have a chance to grow them all. Alright. Your stories you get from characters are wildcards. They will fit in any of the 5 categories. However, telling them will not cause them to grow, so use them sparingly as you're giving up a chance to spread other stories. Alright. If you want to swap around the stories you tell, you can do that in the inventory. Oh, my inventory is stories. Walking is slow. Safer way to travel is hitchhiking. That's not true! To hitchhike, hold the hitchhike button while standing next to a road with cars on it. Not every car will stop. They won't always carry you the full distance, but you will be safe. Okay, interesting. Oh, whistling, speed walk, okay. Each time you meet a character, you'll have a night to talk with them and exchange stories. If you tell them the kind of stories they want, gain their trust and move forward through their tale. However, there's no penalty to telling them a different story. You'll still learn whatever they have to tell you. Characters have multiple chapters. Okay. And upon the next time you meet them, you'll move on to their next chapter. When you finish all the chapters, you won't see them again. Each time you finish a night with a character, they will move somewhere else. You can always check the map to see where they are, but they will always... but they will also show you when they move. Okay. Alright. Let's get some health then. Cool. I'm not actually trying to walk. I'm not even pressing my keyboard. Why are you doing this? Well, I guess I just don't have to press my keyboard anymore. Hey.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
Sure.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. Thanks, he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
So, where are you going?
Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going either.
Oh, that's problematic. Why?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet.
Are you dead too?
He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, I can camp. Let's camp.
Hey there, stranger.
Who
You're
are
welcome
you?
to enjoy this fire with me. If you're respectful, that is.
Sure, you look like you're about to kill me, though.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Hey there, Quinn.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip. I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up.
All right.
I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
All right. Here are all the stories you collected. They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. All right. Do they kind of tell me? Oh, I have to. This is the subject of your story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they will tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next, so you can find them again. Alright. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust and the eye will open. Neat. When it opens fully the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. And remember this from the conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. Alright. Tell the story about the lost... Okay. That's kind of a horror story, the ghost lady. Okay, I'm between the... Not really the bootlegging ladies. Maybe her. She's just like a straight ghost. Alright, let's go with her.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
Aw, poopy.
Traveling. I sure do love it. And I seen some pretty things out there.
Oh?
I seen serpent trains passing on a green and gold sea. I seen mountains so tall and forests so thick, nobody will ever tame them. I once seen a bunch of townies skinny dipping in a river. That sure was something. I seen terrible things too. Biblical floods and starving folks. And black blizzards full of dust. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Thrilling. Okay. Say bootlegging.
Well, that was a lively tale.
Yeah! Yay, got the eye.
Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs.
Oh, you do have dogs. I'm just gonna ignore the dogs. Can I pet the dogs?
I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful.
Hey, I'm not offering.
You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that. You got any happy stories?
Happy stories? Yeah, let's see what we got. That one's kind of happy. Oh, that one's really sweet. That's not really sweet. Let's tell you.
Now that's a happy story.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits.
For a second, I thought he meant engine, like a train engine or a car engine. Oh man.
I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap
Hey.
tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
I would haunt whoever shot me. It'd be great.
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Do I have any venturing tales? That's not venturing. How about you? That's kind of venturing. Sure.
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that?
He was
Gee,
venturing!
freedom. Well, teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it. But the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich.
Good point.
You got any stories that are a little sad?
I just told you. I'm gonna use all my stories on you, kiddo.
That was a chuckle to be sure. But traps and such. Well, one time in Fort Worth, a feller tried to take Cass and Flip away. Said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home.
Oh.
Well, before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody, and Cass and I joined in shortly.
Dang.
I don't think I ever seen a fella so surprised.
Is that funny?
Guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Okay, cool. Sylvania? And I'm up here. That's me. Close map. Okay. I'm gonna
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't.
I feel that.
Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
It's true too. Alright. Quinn's Adventures. Alright, I got one of them. Okay, really though? What is going on? My little skeleton dude is just walking on his own. It's not awful, but also I can't stop walking. Black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Tell me about it. Well, if you want to know, you could find your friend again. Ask him more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? Yeah. But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. It gives a gravely laugh. That's what humans say anyway, and with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Alright, Mr. Raven. I got you. Can I get hit by cars? No. Okay. Well, since I'm just walking automatically, let's whistle. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I can't move anywhere but forward. Alright. Okay, it's weird because also the voice act. I might need to restart the game really quick. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts suddenly, turning towards you. Want to hear a good story? Sure. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find respite, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. Oh, it's the one I told the kid. Wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the two lighthouse keepers, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road, and with that, the conversation seems over. Okay, hold on a second here. Hopefully this doesn't, like, restart the entire game. I'm gonna try to restart this thing because my controls are being crazy. It's making me mad. Okay. Wait for it to load. Hopefully it just picks up right where I was. There it is. Hey, I'm not moving automatically anymore. Thank goodness. Okay. I guess the voice acting's not everywhere. It's probably just for the important stuff. You wait in this soup line for over an hour. It's barely crawling along. You round the corner of the building and see far away a lone pair of nurses struggling to ladle out soup to hundreds. Gonna be waiting here for a while longer, sighs a mother in line beside you. Seems like it. You and her get talking. After a while, the topic drifts into a strange place, and she starts telling you about the shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops. You recognize it as a story about the women arrested for bootlegging, but way more outrageous than your version. I know that story. Tell her your version. That's not as exciting, she says diplomatically. I mean, it sure sounds realer than what I heard, but I think Toby likes mine best. She bounces her child encouragingly on her hip, but Toby's too hungry to smile. Aww, he looks like an old man. Let's go.
The man is the color of mill dust.
There's the guy.
His smile creases his face like folds in dough.
Like this.
He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels. You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Valid concern. Let's settle inside for a break.
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
Let's fight the drowsiness. I don't really trust this guy.
Consciousness is elusive. Your limbs throb with a dull fatigue, and your eyes are sticky with dust. The man suddenly grips your legs and drags you toward the millstone. You do not love my daughter. You will not have her. I will not let you hurt her. His voice is pained, not angry.
See, I thought he was crazy.
Your hand catches a flour sack printed with brightly colored flowers. A puff of flour makes you sneeze, and you wake. The mill is quiet. Its works long disconnected. In your hand is the faded remnant of what might once have been a bag, or a piece of a dress.
What? Yeah, this is a creepy mill. I don't know if the dude killed his daughter and, like, used her clothes, or if she just ran away and it's just sad. Not sure what happened there. Let's go to New York! The air stinks of gasoline and trash, and you're boxed in by brick. But damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, you feel like there's an engine in your chest. I've never felt that in a big city. I was just like, it smells.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
I'm gonna listen to them.
I wish you didn't have to go,
Aww.
She says.
There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
His thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Aww.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
Aww.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together,
Aww.
close,
That's sad.
quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Alright, let's earn some money. Let's look for work. You wait outside a lumber warehouse for hours. You don't get there early enough for work in the warehouse, but trucks swing by every few minutes picking up loads of fresh wood. Sometimes a few people from the street corner for a job elsewhere in the city. Let's wait. Battered pickup stops at the curb. There's only a few planks in the bed of the truck, and the cab is packed with teenagers. A young man with a bent cigarette drooping from his lips shouts to you, "Hey, want to make some cash?" Doing what? Sucking mat? No. Shut up, blurts the smoker, shoving his companion hard. It's painting. Painting a house, he says. Okay, sure. Because I know how to paint a house. I don't. The door of the truck cab opens slowly, and the boys slide around to make room for you. You count them quick. 6 total. 2 of them crouch under the dashboard at the foot of the front passenger seat. There's something ominous about their sudden silence. Oh, am I gonna get got? The moment the truck pulls into the street, every single boy but the driver produces a switch. Oh, come on now. Everything is bare knees and shining knife blades. Give us your money, howls the driver, accelerating in the middle lane. I would have died so many times in this game. Flee! You reach for the door latch, and a second later you're landing hard in the middle of the street. The truck roars away. The boys' shocked faces crane back to look at you. A taxi nearly runs you over. Passerbys jeer as you limp to the curb. It could have been worse. Ouch, though. Punk kids. How much money do I have? Oh, is that my money right here? Let's get a bagel. Alright, yeah, I have no more money. Oh, that's my health. Okay. Figured it out. Okay, let's go. Jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it caws, thinking you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Sure. The ones you got now, psh, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying, so always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Makes sense. The boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Any other tips? Well, everyone's the captain of their destiny. He gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles his feathers. A sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. Ha! Be that way then. Just checking around. Where was I going? Ah, let's go over here. Hey, Philly, that's where the kid is. Oh, wait. Alright, let's go. The crow again. Notice the black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity. Hey, it blurts. Hey, friend, hey, you want to hear about trains? It gives a throaty cackle. Locomotion, that's the life. I got some good travel tips here. Sure. You ever ride a train, it asks? With your budget, you'll need to hop on at a train yard, though. Fast and convenient, but the railroad bulls really don't like it when you ride in the empty boxcars. If you get caught, you'll get beaten. It hops and pecks at something on the ground. On the positive side, maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with, but if you don't like the sound of that, you could hitchhike. Find a friendly car, it laughs. I feel sorry for you landlubbers. No wings, just motors. You can't even cross rivers when you want to. Only at safe crossings. You got a point. I always do. You notice that its beak doesn't move as it speaks, but before you can tell anything else about it, it flies off. Alright. Do-do-do-do.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue. Unusual in this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown.
Ugh.
Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water.
Has wings.
Its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
Let's
You
take
now
stock.
notice the unnatural absence of wildlife.
Oh, that's what it looks. Dang.
No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
I'm gonna approach the goat. How dead am
Over
I?
the hill, a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth.
Oh, I'm feeling stupid. Let's draw
The
closer.
goat opens its mouth and wails,
Ooh.
a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable
Ooh.
from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several
Crazy.
steps back. The winged goat doesn't follow. Instead, it lies down
That's
inside
sad.
the burnt house, surrounded by portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
Man, I want to know what's going there. I think that's the campfire over there. I don't think I have enough stories for that kid yet. Well, let's check out these places and see if I can collect some. Alright. A tiny motor mouth is eagerly sharing the details of a strange tale with her brother as they loiter outside the store. The boy listens raptly, eyes growing larger, mouth hanging open like a fish. Listen in. She's telling him about the boy whose shiftless father left him alone in the woods. You try to hide your surprise. It's the story of the boy who ran away with his father. The version the girl must have heard is embellished, to say the least, but hey, it's a good story. Nice. My stories are growing!
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding onto
Oh
the pole.
no!
A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Well, that's not good. I'm just gonna watch him.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
I'm afraid if I take the bottle, he's gonna like spin and then die. So I think I'm gonna just walk away.
You leave the man to his work and his vices. The whippoorwill cheers you on. Whatever it's waiting for from the drunkard lineman, it'll eventually get. As you walk away,
Ah, man, I didn't
for a
save him.
long time, you still hear its cry. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill, whippoorwill.
Ah. I was trying not to get them all super dead. I wonder if it's actually nighttime, like I have to go sit at a campfire, or if I could do other stuff, because I don't feel like I got enough stories to talk to this guy again. Let me go to Washington and see. Washington, D.C. They haven't been in the news lately for anything. Anyway, it's hard to look at these shining buildings in the direct sunlight. You feel like an ant crawling among the tombs of giants. Away from the monuments, though, you find a city that's a little more human. All right.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped
Oh
me.
no.
I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me.
Can I just get him a doctor?
He holds out a brown envelope.
Now let's deliver the
Letter's
letter.
addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you.
There's no J Street.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Over here.
A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley.
Oh, God.
Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall.
I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
I'm gonna get stabbed again. Let's go on
As
alone.
around the corner, the world changes.
Oh.
J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious.
Weird.
Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
Let's knock
The
on the
man who
door.
answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me? You tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
I think I'd rather know the truth.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his
Yeah,
cheeks.
I don't know what the news is. I'm sure he died or
Better
something.
to know.
Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking
Aw.
hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
Sad. All right. Last time I looked for work, it wasn't good, so let's panhandle. Yeah, screw this town. Nobody give me money. I don't have money. I need money. Suck. Alright, I'm trying to work here, you know? Last time I tried to work, I got stabbed a ton. Or almost got stabbed a ton. Alright, let's see. So I can jump the train. Let's see if I could. I'm gonna collect a few, then I'm gonna go back to. Oh, is this a ferry? Is that what this is? Oh, I don't want to cross yet. I missed a few over here. Quite a few.
Muddling through the dark,
Ooh.
you stumble into the path of the white deer.
Ooh.
Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly,
Nice.
beyond borders. A moon swimming in the void.
Pretty.
Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted.
No, I'm gonna help it.
You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched.
No.
As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts
Dang it! I killed it. Spirit
into
deer.
the path of an oncoming train.
God dang it. Hopefully it's like supernatural and nothing bad's gonna happen. Not green anymore. Stupid trains.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you. On in. She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
Thank
You
you.
reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Wait, am I? I want to drop this stone. Let's throw this
When
stone.
the stones reach the top of their arc above your head, they
Oh.
turn into butterflies, all the colors of the rainbow. Your heart leaps in surprise. incredible.
That's awesome. Alright, well, I actually got to do some errands, like groceries and stuff. But thank you all for watching. I'll try to figure out a good schedule. I know I said that last time, but I will try to figure out a good schedule to stream a little bit more. We're gonna play with a few different games, see how they stick. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm sure I'll be back. Alright, bye.